Hello everyone! Welcome to another episode of Hand of Fate. As soon as my little spinny guy in the corner stops spinning and everything's all loaded. I do like that little token of your person. It's really awesome looking. Yada 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 da 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 da. Let's start. When this game gets an intro, it'll probably be really cool.
What is left will suffice to deal with you.
It has, like, a couple dozen times as I've played. Anyway. Yesterday, Jack of Bones, Skulls, call him what you will. Today, Queen of Dust. Lore. Giant crossbow. Giant crossbow. Well, it says powerful, but let's face it, giant crossbow.
Even when you face the Queen of Dust again, what will you tell her? She has no use for men like you with noble causes in their heart.
I hope that the sound, the subtitles at some point in time match up to the sound. Because he talks faster than the subtitles pop up. Let's see how we can do this. I'm trying to look to have you guys come with me through each fight.
Are too good for the likes of you.
Oh. So I'm hoping that I get through this okay. If I don't, we'll fight her again in the next episode. Having OBS on while doing this kind of makes it a little bit of a slowdown, so it's kind of harder to fight these bosses, but hopefully won't be too bad. Here we go. Now this is one of the mazes of traps. There are, I think, 3 different variations of this card. I've been through all of them. The first time that you get this card, it's a pretty simple maze. Not too much going on with it. The green maze has a lot of the underground pop-up traps under those orange leaves, which you'll learn to hate. The yellow maze has a bunch of the blue glowing crossbow traps, which are placed very strangely in ways that you almost roll into them every time that you try to not. But 3 gain cards. It's a lot of gold I'm getting. I'm gonna keep these on the top. Anyway, if you saw what it said, I don't like the map. Usually because whenever I get the map, I'm really close to finishing the area. So it'll be like, oh, here's one spot that you haven't stepped on that you're going to have to anyway. Yeah, I'll accept the offer and take the gold.
Another curse on the table. Let us see how you deal with it.
I'll deal with it pretty well. Where's return policy? Oh, down here. Okay. The curse that I have, if you read it at the start, before I went to our area here, you would have seen that it said we are going to
Fire relates to pure will in our system. In this case, however.
Alright. That the more gold I'm carrying, the slower I'm going to move in combat.
Descend ever deeper into the subterranean pit.
So having all this money is a detriment to me, actually. There's the Holy Forge. We can't do anything with it because I haven't found the metal yet. All I can do is listen to the monk talk and leave. Mr. Lionel. Okay, Mr. Lionel's good here. He gives us a chance to get rid of some gold. If you ask him what he needs, he steals something from you. But we don't know, but it's random. Oh my god, Mr. Lionel, really? I give you 20 gold and you're like, oh, you gave me 20 gold. Well, sonny boy, here's 72 pieces of gold back. It's like, thanks, Mr. Lionel. Okay, I'm really worried because I think I'm going to get ambushed. Yep. By 3 mages. Oh good, it's only 3 mages. But I'm about to move really, really slow as I have 92 gold. This reminds me of back in, it was either AD&D, yeah, it was AD&D, where gold weighed something and you actually were encumbered by your money. Woohoo, good times. First edition had that too, I think, where it's like, hey, gold, it's like you're carrying 500 gold pieces. Guess what? You sink like a stone when we throw you in the river. Anyway, I'm not too worried about mages. They don't bother me as much as other things could. Although if I'm moving really slow, it's hard to catch up to them, so I'm gonna have to roll a lot, and I don't want to step in their I'm not gonna go after them. It's hard to deal with monsters in this area if you know what's around this area, which is a bunch of traps. Having the finishers trait really helps out a lot. I'm going to use the Inferno Potion. Light myself on fire. Alright, that Inferno Potion looked pretty cool in a way. Not going to take anything away from it. Being able to light people on fire is a good deal. I can do that with a weapon if I find it. The thing I mostly hate about this ambush at shops is they never have anything. The bodies just are like, oh, well, we don't have to leave jack squat. Did you have fun fighting? And maybe losing a ton of health so that now you have to buy it from us? There should be a chance at least for those buys to have something. I'm not saying like they should be like when you get ambushed and you get 2 gang cards all the time when you finish ambushes. So right off the bat, I see 2 items that are really good, and they're the Huge Hammer and the Skeleton King's Shield. I'm gonna take the Huge Hammer because the Huge Hammer is always good.
What will you do with that?
The only problem with the Huge Hammer is it has negated my blessing. Now, I'll also take this
one. Every half-decent trader has one to aid them on long journeys.
Okay, now the reason about the trader's ring is because I'm going to sell that axe I got, which gives me 2 food, and I'm actually going to sell the Inferno Potion.
I remain amazed at the power you have touched in your life.
And that's pretty much it. If I wanted to go a little further, I'd sell my medium armor, because actually starting with medium armor, kind of a detriment in my mind, because you take, well, not take, anything that deals with like, oh, you have to swim the river, or you have to afford something, you know?
Down once more, seeking the heart of it all.
I'm gonna turn back. I'm gonna actually go to the second blood auction because it's above me.
Cannot stay away, eh?
And we're gonna auction off some of my health. So let's see. I'll bid 60 health again because that's the most I can do. And I think it's number 2. If you guys saw where it was, I'm sorry that I'm picking the wrong one or I'm picking the right one, am I? I think it's number 2. I was wrong. Alright. They take no interest in me, I lose 60 health for no good reason. I could do the dance, but I'm not going to. I'm going to go down the steps.
Downwards, if you dare.
Because I'm confident enough that even at 45 health, I'm not really in that much danger.
Now, you come closer and closer to the final battle. Let's see where that will lead.
So, had I any mind to, I could approach this tinker's shop to get health. Or food, I mean. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. But it might also be a trap. Unfortunately, I have to take that chance. And it wasn't a trap. Thank God. Because it's not just shops. I've been attacked outside a lot of different shops, too. Alright, let's get the food here. Food is a good way to unburden yourself of money in this area, and you need it anyway. Okay. So this is one of those ones where having the medium armor is going to be a pain in the butt because I only have 1 success. Because I move so slow. Right? Now I have 2 choices. I can run up and attack the bandits, which will give me some gains, or flee. I'm going to run, because the gains will most likely be gold, and I don't need it. As you can see, I have yet to defeat the golems 3 times in 1 session. It's a difficult thing to do. He has to have drawn all 3 golem cards, and you have to have encountered them and defeated them all at the same time. And unless you're in like the later levels where there's much larger dungeons, it's hard for him to draw those, and besides you might get taken out from something else. Excuse me, but from something else. You need the food in order to chase after the golem hunting parties sometimes. But I've fought golems a lot lately, so I'm pretty well adjusted to them. You'll hit them 3 times and they act like bosses, where they'll enter into a state of doing something, okay? And I've found out that when fighting the golem hunting parties, if you ever encounter more than 1 golem, the best thing to do is to lure them around this bridge, because you can sometimes catch the other 2 off of either side and then deal with 1 at a time. Because dealing with 3 of them all bunched up is a very big pain in the neck. They'll drop some food. I'm going to go down because since they dropped the food there, that means that there is no chance of that being the Queen of Dust.
This token will unlock more cards if you can defeat this encounter.
My kinda want to do this, but I know it's really hard. I'm gonna refuse. I'll show that to you guys later.
You face my Queen of Dust again. Have you properly prepared yourself this time?
I'll show you guys that thing later. It's you get rid of all your items, which drops you back to the basic equipment you start with. A rusty axe, light armor, and that's it. No shields, no helmets, no nothing. And then you're attacked by evil creatures who are pretty dang strong. But I'm going to show you guys the Queen of Dust this time. I can show you the evil later. Trust me, there'll be plenty of time for the evil to come at us. But right now, we fight the Queen. You may also notice that this was the first time that we had a curse placed on us as a rules change. Now, this goes for saying about every fight, basically, but whenever you fight somebody, what you usually want to do is whenever you knock down their little friends, is push E. Okay, now you might think, hey, why'd you go after that crossbow? It was totally fine to just not deal with it, right? The problem is that that crossbow counts as part of the Queen of Dust card. And not getting rid of that crossbow just makes the fight continue. I was hoping that that would actually beat her. Now, when the Queen of Dust drops to low hit points, she drops into the same pattern all bandits do. Standing away from you, throwing knives. Which means that you can stand there, and she'll, like, keep doing that, right? It's a problem with the bandit AI that they continually do that. I think. The King of Dust does it too.
Inevitable, I suppose. So often those who beat plowshare to sword die by the grim instruments of their industry. Still, she fought well and bravely, which is all I expect from my pawns and players.
Alright. So everybody, that was the Queen of Dust. She's not that tough. She is the first one that rule changes apply to, which makes her a little difficult.
Play again.
We shall, but not today. Well, at least not under the recorded guise of OBS today. Also, you probably wouldn't have noticed it since I was already pretty far before, but this flurry of cards in front of the dealer gets bigger the more cards you unlock. It just does. It gets huge. Anyway, that's going to be all for this episode of Hand of Fate with the Queen of Dust. Next is the Jack of Plagues, where we'll start getting into the people who might kill me. The first 3 fights are really just a tutorial. They almost are exactly just a tutorial. They get harder as you unlock more cards, and harder the further you go down, because you actually unlock more enemies for his monster deck to pop up and kill you. But we'll save that for another time. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of Hand of Fate. See you around.